Hello, parents and guardians, and welcome to our presentation. Our discussion today is about Chromebooks and Windows laptops. And welcome to the 2025 to 2026 broadcast year to all members. Especially welcome to the members of 29. My name is 2013 Pictures, and I will be your servant for today. Now, please pay attention to the following guidelines that's been provided. But first, let me just close the door real quick so we can start our presentation. Anyways, let's get started with our presentation. So, when we get through here, these are Windows laptops and Chromebooks. These are for students, regardless of the changes that are what's going to happen in the 2025 to 2026 school year and broadcast year for both of these. Now, please pay attention to the changes that has been provided. So listen carefully, and parents, please keep in mind that your child, if you are registering for anything for next year, either a sophomore, a freshman, junior, or a senior. Let's get started. Now here's a question. So here, if you're asking this question here, are we allowing students to bring their own laptops to school? Well, yes. We here at Ivanmount Plus would like to allow students to bring their own Chromebooks or Windows laptops to school. If you have a Windows laptop or a Chromebook, you have to make sure you have everything installed to your laptop. Like, let me say, if you recently bought a manufacturer, like either, let me say you bought an Asus or a Lenovo or a Dell product. You must have, if you're a junior, you must have, like starting in the spring, you have to install the CAS test browser to your screen. Otherwise, if you let me say, if you install the CAS test browser to your Windows laptop, I recommend you do so. If you recently have a Windows 11 or a Windows 10, it's up to you, because Windows 10 and 11 will be required to use this application. And to be honest, if let me say, let me pretend if you are, let me say if you're a junior, like if you have an SAT. So if you have anything, like, let me say, you're starting in the spring of 26, you will see this CAS test browser on your screen. If you installed something on your desktop, like the CA test browser during online learning in the 2021 school year, you should see it on your desktop screen. But if you don't have anything, please ask your teacher for any concerns, just to be clear with you, because we will allow, in the words of Mr. Block, as long as you bring your own laptop, you don't do anything silly. Like if you're in like something like either the music appreciation or anything, it's it's great if you have your own laptop. That's very nice. Or your own Chromebook. That's kind of really nice. Because laptops or Windows laptops or Chromebooks will be accepted at our school. Since that, um, sometimes they'll ask you questions, or they will say yes or no. It depends on what that will be. Either like if you have like a for any reason why you're bringing your own. Just if you don't like the one that's running Linux, you should have your own laptop if you want. If you want to have your own laptop, it's great, great to see, because Ivanmount Plus will accept them. Ivanmount Plus will accept laptops or Chromebooks, and because we will allow them to bring their own Chromebooks to our school and our studio. Since we have a Windows laptop, if you're a junior, we will place them later, and we will discuss about that in a later future. Now, once again, if you have anything installed in your laptop, like let me say if you have GC or Google Classroom, or anything like Google Chrome or anything or like that, we have they will allow either they will accept Firefox. Most teachers uses Google Chrome, but not Microsoft Edge or Firefox. So let's see. The next thing I want to talk about is about changing the backgrounds. Let me show you real quick. So are we allowing people to change backgrounds to your laptops? To be honest to me, yes. Because I will accept people to change backgrounds as long as it is appropriate, along with school appropriate. And as you can tell, our templates for the Ivanmount Plus will be linked in the comments after we finish this stream. Once after we're done, you will see the applications right here on screen. Right now, as you can see, it's Windows 10 and is manufactured established since 2021. All backgrounds needs to be school appropriate as long as it's appropriate for us and our team. And it also must follow the guidelines. Like, if let me say you're in school or you're in college. If you want to change your background, you can say if you have settings or control panel or something a little bit different, or saying if you don't see anything like the themes or just great and so much, then yeah. Let me say if you want to change your background, or if you want to change your background that was seen in the comments of the established since 2021, manufactured by this OS, which is of course this will feature all those things. You can add your own logo, or you can select any operating system you're running with, as long as you're running something. Like you're running like a Mac OS, or something like a Windows ones, like Windows XP or Windows 7, 8, and 8.1. But as long as you keep the latest version, as of course indeed. I will be accepting them since it supports, this wallpaper also supports with Windows XP, Windows Vista, 7, 8, 8.1, 10, and 11, because these operating systems are also supported. But in most cases, Windows 95 and 98 may seem to be established, but sometimes it may not work because it may not function it correctly, and it will display an error. Since that, Windows 10 and Windows 11 are the best operating systems as he thought, since it's the best operating system that ever existed, since our desktop is also supported with Windows 10 and 11 as it was supported with 10 and 11. Since Windows 10 and 11 will also be supported for Ivanmount Plus, we'll still keep it, as long as you keep the latest versions, since we will do the same thing in other users when we welcome our freshmen. Now, if you're asking me a question about this, what's our default background for Ivanmount Plus? Well, our background is established since 2021 that was manufactured by Windows 11. Just that's for next year or next school year, because the district has updated the computers since 2024 to the latest version of Windows. Since Windows 11 was updated for us at Solius. So as you can tell, next year is going to be slightly different because each time anyone who needs this thing, you can see our background is looking different. You can tell the background you can see right there. Each time a member or a student logs into the computer, you will see the followings. There's three things you will see on screen. You will see the manufacturer from the OS that you are running from, our avatars, and our logo. So as you can see, our logo is there, our avatar, and our manufacturer by the operating system that we are running with. If you're running Windows 7, 8, 10, or 11, right there is on our screen. As you can see, we have Google Chrome installed on our, let me say if you're in a virtual machine, if you're installing in a virtual machine, do we do so? Because it's a virtual machine, because I will accept it, because this was taken from a VM that was installed in a, that's what I was talking about. And we have our established since 2021. It was manufactured with Windows 11. So let's see. We have you can see, if you want to change the background, you can find it in the start menu, then opening up settings. Once you set it, you have to go to personalization, and then you can browse anything you like, as long as it is appropriate for me. As long as you keep it appropriate for the school. since we're keeping ourselves to serve, honor, and succeed our school. Since we're serving our school, honoring our school, and succeeding it. By going class on time, focusing on lessons, and such of more. And keep in mind that we will have pre-built-in installed once people log into one of my laptops. When you see the Ivanmount Plus logo, be established since 2021, the manufactured by the OS that you're going to be running from, and the logo that you can see right there. You can see, for me, for example, if you're running Windows 11, you're running Windows 11 on your laptop. On my laptop, if you're borrowing from me. So, once again, if you want to change your background, you can load up at the settings list, because you are responsible, or if you want to change your background or list the wallpapers into the desktop screen, up to you. Or if you want to, it will also, like I said in slide number 3, I'll put the link in the comments and not in the description, because it will not let me do that, because it's asking me for my verification. So anyways, let's continue where we left off. So we have we can see all of our applications have been installed, as you can see in the desktop icons on the left. Windows 11 is the latest version of the OS we are running. Let me say, which we will move it we will move it this summer, and all the files will be kept, and all files will be added to the next results. So if you want to change your background, you have to go to Start and click on Settings. You can select any wallpaper as long as you keep it appropriate for me. And then we can see if you change our background, like if you change the one with the established since 2021 to the current year, like you can see our year will be slightly different. If you select instance year, let me say you can see the established since. You can insert a year or put your own logo, and depending on the OS you're running with. Our logos are in the drive, in the shared folders drive, if you want to check that, or if I did not share with you, please let me know, and so on that. So that was that. You can see, since I'm gonna be updating to the latest version of Windows, there will be new 3 things when you're borrowing when you're borrowing my laptop. So yeah, here is the rule for both of these, for both Windows and Chromebook laptops. So I'll tell you right now, both Windows will never have food or drink when you're using laptops. You must be careful when you're using the following. If you're using your own Chromebook or Windows laptops, school managed Chromebooks, etc., pertaining to one of our activities, do not ever slam or hit laptops like a Chromebook or a Windows one. Never, ever. Now, each teacher will assign a Chromebook number according to your desk and the phone pouch, just like they did earlier. Like if you're in English 11 or 12 with Mrs. Spradling, or if you're with someone like, let me say, if you're in a subject, like if you're in science, if you're in math, or anything, or whatever you're at. Like if you're in elective or anything like that. Like let me say if you're in music, with block. So if there's any problems with it, if there's any damages to one of the Chromebooks, or the school managed Chromebooks, or Windows ones, that has a little bit of an issue with, let me say, it is not responding, or the application doesn't work due to an issue with the firewall block your applications, please let your teacher know, because you should know when your teacher do that, because the teacher will take care for a little business here, and let's see what's the problem. And it must be done here at your district wide, because let me say, I'm not going to mention it because of personal reasons, because I don't want to talk about it. Like, let me say if you're at Saugus Union or William S. Hart, I don't want to mention it because it's personal. It's too personal. Now, I won't show you this because I don't want to show any personal information for me. So here we go. Are we allowing students to borrow my laptops? Are you also adding people to your laptop? Unfortunately, no. Because I can't accept people, because I cannot allow the people to borrow one of my laptops with the exception to the following people, which are Mikhail Tizai, Arnold Mikayan, Priscilla Pignate, and Carter Watson. Any freshman, sophomore, or junior who wants to borrow my laptops must be approved from me or Ivanmount Plus under my email. We will be adding people under administration provided by our organization, telling with their first and last name and why students are borrowing one of my laptops from me for any reason. Let me say, if you borrow it for any reasons, like a homework or something, if you want to make up something from any classes, you have to let me know. Keep in mind, if you wish to borrow one of my laptops from me, you need to ask me or text me to the following number that's on the screen, which I will not show you it because of issues. So, if any student damages to one of my laptops will result in losing privileges to one of my Windows and Chromebook laptops, and will not take any exceptions from the Ivanmount Plus team, and will cost us for repair. Because I don't want to make it happen, because I don't want to do that. Because that's not the one we're done. Let's skip it to slide number 7, because I don't want to show that for any reasons. So, anyways, we're not going to bother showing the emails on screen because I don't want to dox it or the numbers on screen because I don't want to do the same thing like I did. Now, if anybody who breaks the guidelines using their school-issued Chromebooks, let me say, if you're using a Dell product or an Acer product, this will result in the following if you do not follow the directions. Your teachers will close your tabs. You'll lose privileges to the laptops. If you break one of the following keyboards, it will cost us for repair. Or especially, the counselor talk in the office, like how I did earlier back around like in 2021, and you'll lose privileges to the laptops. Keep in mind, if you also do the same thing, like using food or drink, I can't take it. No, we cannot allow food or drinks in school-issued Chromebooks, and it must be reported to either the library or anything else if you do something to the Chromebooks. So this will cost for repair, or will lose privileges to the laptop and will lock your Chromebook. Because if you do something very legally to the Chromebooks, if you search up inappropriate stuff, your teacher will do something. Because your teacher will close your inappropriate tabs. Like, let me say, if you're searching something that's very inappropriate, which I don't want to make it happen. I don't want to see any disgusting stuff. I don't want to see anything, ever, because your teachers will automatically close your tabs. Now, please, don't worry about that, because teachers will take care of it once you see it, especially to you guys. It wasn't your fault. It's something a little different here I have to discuss about. Teachers will use GoGuardian, like if you're in sociology or psychology or anything you're on. Let me say, if you're searching up something, like in here, let me give you a quote from the people who do that. When you're doing something, you must pay attention. Yeah, you have to pay attention. Otherwise, your teacher will close your tabs. Yeah, you can't do something to the Chromebooks because you can't. Oh, I can't accept anything that's kind of it. Yeah, because these will never understand and will never learn their lesson because people would just do something to the Chromebooks, and she would say, or he or she would say, "Please pay attention. You should never ever do that in the first place. Focus, dude." Yeah, 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 right. you gotta focus because you need to focus on what you're doing because you have to focus in what you're gonna do, and the district will pay the price if you break one of the school issue Chromebooks, the district Chromebooks, because last time, you know what they did? Some students, like let me say, if you're let me say you're at Arroyo Seco, like if you break one of the following laptops, uh, it will cost for a little repair, and you know what's going to happen. They will have to get new ones after they damage it. When students damage it, they'll cost us for repair. Never. You don't want that to happen. Yeah? Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which will be called Sound and Audio for Windows and Chromebooks. Now, here is about the Windows and Chromebook laptops under sound and audio. Now, let me say a little bit something. Let me say if you're in a Windows, because if you bring your own Windows laptop to school for this 25-26 school year, uh, let me say the audio and sound. So we're gonna discuss about the issue about the situation when teachers will hear something because one of your teachers then for the school year for the 25-26 school year and broadcast year will hear this because like I did earlier, we're gonna watch the video. We're gonna watch the one from March Madness, and you'll see why in about a few seconds. So let's talk about sound and audio. I interviewed with Riley or who is it? Riley Roxburgh? Yes, Riley. It's on the March Madness. I'm gonna go ahead and play our sensitivity clip.
Good morning, August.
Under here, under electronics policy, it's called Autism Headphones Sound Sensitivity Clip, and it must be muted during instructional time when following the directions from the teachers. Because sound or audio must be muted during instructional time when following the directions from the teachers. Like let me say if your teacher is reading something like Lord of the Flies or 1984, please keep in mind that I don't want to show that because I don't want to get this taken down by some guidelines because I don't want to make it happen because I cannot accept that because sound or audio must be viewed during instructional time when following directions of the teachers, and unless you're using headphones for any reason, like you're using Edpuzzle. You can see if you're using Edpuzzles right there, because if you're using headphones for any reason, if you're focusing on something like if you're in math or English or doing something like that, yeah. So there will be an option if you can tell if you have a two-in-one laptop, like if you find some products like Chewy, there will be there is an option you can mute or unmute your computer or laptop. If you're in a Windows 11, it might be right in your thing when you see the back on your screen when you purchase your two-in-one laptop. If you get something like from anything, like you get it from anything like Best Buy, Amazon, or something, there will be an option you can mute. It's a full touch screen, since it might be a full touch screen if you get if you get a laptop that has a touch screen on it, and there will be an option if you can mute the audio on your Windows laptop or your Chromebook if you get a two-in-one laptop. So headphones are available in one of the buildings. If you're in, you can see in one of these. That's the same thing for English. If you're in Spradling's classroom, in English 11, 12, they'll assign any headphones to the student. So let's watch the video from Riley Roxburgh, and we'll go ahead and take care of it. and then we'll show you better why. I'm going to do it from Microsoft Edge because I'm Microsoft Edge. Now listen carefully. Listen to this. I'm going to play it.
Good morning, Saugus. I'm Riley Roxburgh, reporting for SNN. Recently, restrictions on electronic devices in school have been tightened. However, these rules can encompass devices such as headphones, which many students say helps them focus, especially those that have disorders that cause increased sound sensitivity, most commonly autism. This often confuses teachers and staff who don't understand autism and feel that students using headphones is simply an act of disrespect. To explain, let's hear from Robert Zarazua and Ivan Sese.
An autistic person hearing a small sound is very similar to a firework in real life versus a firework in a video. A firework in real life is loud, bombastic, it's almost painful to listen to, it's deafening. However, a firework in a video is quiet, deafened, drowned out. That is very similar to me, an autistic person hearing a sound. You guys hear it in a video, we hear it in real life. Now, when you click a pen, eat chips, or chew gum, what ends up happening is we hear it, and we hear it very loud and clear. The issue with that is when you deprive an autistic person from a outlet to get away from those sounds, we are distracted, and the quality of education we get is toned down because we cannot pay attention to what you're saying.
So noise canceling headphones cancels some noises from the classroom. Noise cancellations can help me with my focusing whenever there's classwork or anything that is expected.
So if an autistic person is struggling to listen to you in a class, it's probably due to the small sounds. So give them something like headphones, or let them put in earplugs so they can better listen to you. It won't completely tune you out, but it will also allow them to pay attention much better.
50 to 70% of autistic people are sensitive to sound, and while not all need headphones, it is important that we provide support for those who need it and try to understand rather than ignore autistic students. For SNN, this has been Riley Roxburgh reporting.
Anyways, that was the autism headphones noise sensitivity video. We watched it earlier. Now we're gonna talk about. Let's go back to where we left off with the audio and sound, because sometimes I think I'm gonna regard about this because some people might well be focusing on the Windows laptop or a Chromebook. You have the keep in mind that if you have your own Chromebook, I recommend you mute your Chromebook during instructional time, or unless you're using headphones. Now, according to the Chromebook rules, in one of the following videos, we have these things we called this. So let's talk about these things. Here's a little tip for you. Use two hands when carrying your Chromebooks. Please be careful when you carry these Chromebooks or Windows laptops to your school. I cannot take any risks of this, and it must be in a flat surface, like it needs to be on your desk. Or if you're using it and there are a few things that we cover. You might get your things like that, or if you have like let me say you have an Intel Core or Intel Celeron or something like that, yes, we will accept it. And when you close your lids, please be gentle with the keyboard and the mouse pad, because you don't want to do that. Slamming, hitting, or banging your Chromebooks, no, never ever. And please, like I said earlier in the slideshow, never put your gum, food, and drinks away from the Chromebooks, especially that. Anyway, let's review. We discussed about our Steam background with our laptop rules. Let's review. We will be allowing students to bring their own Chromebooks. So we bring our Chromebooks if they wish to do, because we allow them to bring our Chromebooks to school. Next, we learned about our backgrounds for changing the backgrounds from our default background to a special one. So we update to the latest version of Windows, which of course, indeed. We also learned about Windows and Chromebook laptops when we do pertain to my activity, slamming or hitting laptops, never ever, and assign a Chromebook number according to the desk and the phone patches. Damages devices are reported to the teachers, and it will take care for a few businesses if they experience any problems. Next, we reviewed about allowing students to borrow laptops. And are you also adding people to add laptops? Which that's a no-no, unless if the team gets an approval from me by emailing it to me or texting it to me. And if one of our students loses damages to one of my laptops or lose privileges to the borrowing Chromebook laptop, we will be using Bixby text call to answer your calls because each time when you contact me, a text call will show up on your phone if you're calling me something, and you'll be redirected to our Ivanmount Plus Media Center Help and Support. Next, we have our consequences. We reviewed about consequences for school issue Chromebooks because like I said, teachers will close your tabs, lock your Chromebooks for your teacher if you do something. Uh, because when you're supposed to do something like a crossword or something, losing privileges to your laptops. If you do something bad, like if you do something bad to your Chromebook, like doing something bad in the internet, or doing something even worse, or looking up something that's violating the guidelines, accounts for talking in the office, breaking it will cost repair and must be done in school or must be reported to a district. Next, we will learn about sound and audio for Windows and Chromebook laptops. And sound or audio must be muted during instructional time when it's following directions when the teachers and unless you're using headphones. Which, of course, we follow the directions for the teachers, unless you're using headphones for any reason. If you're using headphones, if you have a Windows laptop, if you have a two-in-one laptop, it's an option for you. So it's available for in one of the buildings. Like if you're in a building, like a K building or an H building, it's available up to you. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know by feel free to contact me or ask the administrations in the main office for any questions. Since our broadcast year and our school year will be heading to a great start here. For our broadcast year, we start in May because our broadcast year for the 25-26 school year will start in May of this year. But the rest through in the school year will be in August. Anyways, thanks for watching this presentation. My name is 23 Entertainment Pictures, and I'm signing off. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to start with you at the start of the school year. It's your coordinator from SNN or Saugus News Network, and we thank you for watching. My name is 2013 Pictures, also formerly known as Ivanmount Plus's official third co-producer with 20 Entertainment Pictures and Ivanmount Pictures, along with Ivanmount Plus, which we also stream it for free. We thank you so much for watching, and please do yourself, take care of your Chromebooks, and please never put classroom items on the keyboard. Otherwise, you need to make sure if you have any pencils or pens, and if you're borrowing, if you don't mess with someone else's laptop / Windows laptop / Chromebook. Don't do it. And of course, sound recording, or let me say, if you're using sound recording or cameras, no. I can't accept sound recordings in one of my classrooms, with the only exception. If you're doing it in a ADR room in D5, if you wish, because if you're doing something for any reason, if you're recording something in the ADR room, it's available for any reason at the start of the school year for in August, which is available in our D5 classroom. If you're in 1A or 2A, it's available in one of the classrooms if you're recording it for anything. Keep in mind that if the mic doesn't work or something what's wrong with it, because we have some iMacs in our in our D5 classroom, there's it's up there. But if one of the mics doesn't work, please let your teacher know, or should I say, an elected teacher, if you have any concerns or questions about what's wrong with your mic, or what's the matter with it, or if you have any concerns or questions, don't hesitate. And keep in mind, if you're using like a Chromebook in either, like, let me say, if you're in something, teachers will hear some of the devices you're hearing. Uh, like I said, you need to make sure you're reading your Chromebook or Windows laptop when you're not using headphones during instructional time. And also, please take it off. And I also need to remind you of something, because if you're experiencing like cracked screens or scratches or something or whatever, or for any reason, or if it doesn't work with one of my laptops, let me know. Please let me know if you need any concerns or questions about these laptops. If it doesn't work, please let me know and I will fix that. Now, once the teacher gives you instructions, you have to close your Windows/Chromebook lid when it happens. If you're not using it, close it up. Now, for the Chromebooks and Windows laptops, before we end the video, I want to say something a little bit nice. My advice to you guys, for the new school year is, when your teachers tell you, your teacher needs to have the following. If you're in sociology, you need to have either like a Google Classroom or anything. Your teacher needs to say what applications or websites that you can open, what your teachers say. That's nice. But, however, if you're borrowing a Chromebook from me, please do not do something to one of my laptops. Like, don't download one of the apps without my approval, because please, if you're borrowing a Chromebook from me, please do not download any applications without my approval, because I can't accept people downloading apps without any of my approval from me. No, I can't accept that, because it needs to be approved from me through two options. You can email or text me. That's what you think. So never call out to people. So here's my advice for you for upcoming school year. Never call out to people. Be patient to yourself and raise your hands if you have any concerns or questions. You're using something. Now, for Chromebooks, for school managed Chromebooks, you must sign out. Sign out. Repeat again, sign out. And make sure the Chromebooks needs to be in your sticker. The sticker needs to be facing the right way around. It needs to be facing up, or it needs to be in the right way with the stickers labeled. So please never plug in the chargers, or no, I meant to say plug in the chargers. Sorry. If you're experiencing problems, your teacher will be here if you need assistance. So I'm not responsible, because districts here on campus will only move the Chromebook carts, not them. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoy, and thank you so much for watching, and we will be looking forward to the start of the broadcast here, starting in this summer and part of the school year in August. Your coordinator from SNN, your coordinator Cycle, 23 Entertainment Pictures, is helping ourselves. 2013 Pictures, this has been a production of 2013 Pictures and 2013 Production, produced and co-produced with Ivanmount Plus, and produced by the program under our program called RSET. SNN will see you guys next year. District Y will help you because, and of course, if you're in Saugus Union, we'll see you guys next year as well. Our future Saugus Centurions, we'll see you guys in August. And if you're new here to the school, feel free to reach me out, or feel free to reach out to your teachers if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, like inappropriate sounds or pictures or anything. We're here to help. We are here to help you. If you need concerns from any teacher, if you have any concerns or questions. We're happy to welcome to our 25-26 school year this upcoming August and our broadcast here in May. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for watching our presentation. And we thank you so much for anything we always care about, and we will take care for you and our business we will discuss about today. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you guys did, and we will look forward to see you guys in August. And our members will welcome our members of 29 starting in May and this upcoming summer. Saugus, we will see you guys next year, and we will look forward to see you again in August. This is your coordinator, 2013 Pictures, and Ivan Sessa will be here in August as well if you need any questions. He's from SNN, and he will be here to help you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.